What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Tuesday. What's going on in the markets today in both stocks and crypto? Because stocks do affect crypto, in my opinion. I am going to be showing a chart today that I don't usually follow too closely, but it is still a very important chart, and I'll be talking about why that is. Now, before we begin today, if you guys don't already have a Webull account but want some free stocks, valued between $3 to $3,000, you guys can use my referral link down below. Terms and conditions do apply. You will get to claim those stocks when you open an account and deposit $100 US. Now, the number of stocks could vary, but if you use my referral link down below, you guys should get the best offer. I have used Webull in the past, and I like using them as a beginner's exchange to trade both crypto and US stocks. But with any exchange, I would not have all my money on one particular exchange in case if the exchange does go down, which, as we have seen, has happened. Right. So I personally do spread my money around several exchanges. Now, lastly, none of this should be taken as financial advice. What follows is basically solely my own opinion on the charts, on the markets. I am not an elite trader of any kind, even though I am a profitable trader who has managed to keep most of my profits from the bear market. But we are looking to crush this next bull cycle. So if you guys feel the same way, hit that like, hit that subscribe button for me. Now let's dive right into the charts here. So first things first, I usually take a look into the Bitcoin charts. We are still going to take a look into the Bitcoin chart today, but I am going to bring up another chart that could be relevant coming up pretty soon here, okay? And that might very well affect Bitcoin and the crypto markets, as there has been some very strong correlation in the past on the longer term time frames, okay? Now let's take a look into the Bitcoin chart here and see what has gone on since yesterday's post. Since yesterday's post, I did mention that there was a double bottom pattern here on the 6-hour time frame with the one bottom, second bottom. It looks like the price action on this last 6-hour candle close here, which which happened not too long ago, about 15 minutes ago, right here, right, is still closed slightly above this bottom here. So in my opinion, I think this double bottom pattern is still in play with bullish divergence if we're just comparing these two bottoms here, right? The neckline of this bottom would be, this double bottom would be about 29.5, which is basically this candle that I'm pointing out here. That will be the neckline of this double bottom at 29.5, that area. If the price action is able to get a 6-hour candle close above 29.5, then this double bottom pattern is playing out. But if it doesn't, and we actually get a 6-hour candle close below this bottom right here at about 29.3, right, then I would say that we're invalidating this double bottom pattern, and we could be looking at something else instead. Now, this pattern here kind of gives me a hint on what's going on the higher time frames, right? Because what's more important, as I've been talking about in my past videos, is the daily time frame here, right? Since the price action has broken out of this falling wedge pattern from the top of about 31.8, 31.9 area, which is basically where I have my long positions open for Bitcoin, Ethereum. And so basically I'm kind of trapped in my positions, in my long positions. But I am still long on the market until I hit my sell signals, right? That's just my opinion, not financial advice. I do also have some altcoin positions open from earlier this year that hasn't really done anything because it's been a pretty boring market to be honest for almost the entirety of this year. We had some pretty good moves, pretty good short moves, but nothing like a bull market where every week almost from what I remember has been very profitable weeks. But right now it's just pretty boring, and it's going to require quite a bit of patience to keep up with the markets. So it can really test um your patience, right? So what I'm doing is really I'm still keeping an eye out on the charts, but just keeping busy and productive, doing something else as well. And I hope you guys are too. Now, like I said, that was on a tangent. Now, on the daily time frame here, what I'm really seeing is that the price action broke out of this falling wedge pattern, which is usually a bullish pattern. Price action broke to the upside. We had a pretty good move last week, that one single day daily candle here, where price action went from about 29.2 to about 30.2 and wicked out there. And the price action did come back down. It looks like it hasn't retraced this entire daily candle yet, so that's still a good sign here on this daily time frame. Still holding on to this daily 21 SMA, which is the blue line. And this is still a double bottom, even though it's broken out of this falling wedge pattern. But as you guys can see, it's a pretty long double bottom with with bullish divergence on the daily time frame as well. Now, the neckline of this double bottom would be the 30K area, which is pretty close to that daily 50 SMA. So I do expect resistance from the daily 50 SMA, which is the gray line here. That's coming down pretty slowly, right? Something to be paying attention to. If we get a daily candle close above the 30K zone here, then I would consider this to be a breakout of this double bottom pattern. However, if the price action does get a daily candle close beneath 29K, which is basically this area right here where the double bottom was formed, then I would invalidate this daily double bottom pattern here on this daily time frame, and we could be looking at something else. And that's where recharting comes in, which I think is a very essential habit when looking at this market, because patterns could get invalidated. There could be fake outs, and then you really got to know when to rechart what you're seeing, right? So that's what I'm seeing here temporarily, and this double bottom pattern could still be in play. So like I said, 29K, that's the critical level on the downside, and 30K would be the level I'm looking at on the upside. Let's zoom out just a little bit on the weekly time frame, where I pointed out a cup and handle pattern here that has been forming for quite some time. The neckline of this double bottom pattern is about 32K in that area, as you guys can see. Price action did come up to test that area a couple weeks ago. It does look like it's getting support here from the weekly 21 SMA, which is the blue line here, right? So if the price action does break out of this cup and handle pattern, as I've been pointing out, the measure move, which is an estimate, would be about almost 50K in that area. So do your research on measure moves, do your research on cup and handle patterns, and verify what I'm saying here. Don't just take what I'm saying here word for word. Let's take a look into the 3-day time frame, which the candle will be closing in about a day. It's currently below the 3-day 21 SMA at the moment. The next support level on this time frame, right, would be the 3-day 50 SMA, which is currently at about almost 28.6K here. So quite a bit of support beneath the price action. Definitely don't want to see some of those supports get broken, because the next levels I'll be looking at would be the weekly 200 SMA, which is currently at about 27.5. It's coming up very slowly. We also have a monthly 21 SMA that's downward sloping. That's something I'm keeping an eye out on, but it's on a longer time frame. Now let's point out that charts that I am also a little worried about, which I don't usually talk about because I don't really pay attention to too much, because while I see correlation on the higher time frames, such as the monthly, I don't really see as much correlation, at least not lately, on the daily time frames, on the shorter time frames, right? So what I'm talking about is the S&P 500 futures, which the symbol is ES1. I use ES1 because it is open on the weekends, and I think that's different from the actual S&P 500s, but it's a very similar charts. And what I'm seeing here is a potential double top here on this monthly time frame, with possible bearish divergence as well, if the price action does come up to about that 4,800 area. If you guys can see here, this is the monthly time frame. Currently it is getting resistance at about that 4,500 area, but once it gets up to about 4,800, as you guys can see here, this could be a potential double top pattern with bearish divergence. But there's also like other ways to chart this as well. It does not necessarily have to be just a double top. It could be a double top forming into an ascending triangle pattern, or even a cup and handle pattern. So there's a lot of ways we could look at this, but a double top pattern, it's definitely a possibility here. And as we can see here, on this monthly time frame, there's quite a bit of there's strong correlation between this chart and the Bitcoin chart, even though it's not like complete correlation, right? Let me just point out an example here. From let's see here, from March 2021 to December 2021, it was basically basically a direct up position, right? Direction, right? From March 2021 to December 2021, it was basically all up. And currently we are, as we can see here. Now let me just point out this one direction first, right? March 2021 to December 2021. It was basically almost all up on that chart there, right? However, on the Bitcoin chart, which is basically the driver of most of the crypto markets, we see basically, kind of a up and down charts, right? So from March 2021 to December 2021, it's kind of a down, and then a little bit of a rebound, but definitely not like the ES1 exclamation mark chart, right? So that's that's a disconnect there that I'm pointing out. So I'm pointing out that because it might not get complete correlation, but there is still very strong correlation in the longer term. Now, also want to be pointing out that S&P 500 futures is almost back at its all-time highs at about 4,800, while Bitcoin is, still less than halfway there. So that is something to be noting as well. So while there is strong correlation, there is still some disconnect there. So that's why I don't pay attention to it on a on a day-to-day basis, but on the monthly time frames, maybe the weekly, uh I'll point out some things, but nevertheless, there is still a possible double top pattern there that could um crash the stock markets and potentially the crypto markets as well. So something to be paying attention to. I will be updating on that, maybe not as frequently because of what I said. Let's take a look into Ethereum, XRP, and total altcoin market cap. So this is going to be a little longer video, but I think that is something that's worth pointing out. And I hope you guys are getting something out of that as well. So if you guys are already on TradingView, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. And if you guys are not on TradingView, you guys can use my link down below. This is the tool that I've been using all along for the time that I've been trading. I do not know, I would not know what I would do without it. Let's take a look into Ethereum here. On this daily time frame is basically what I've been following since the price action has broken out of this falling wedge pattern. Measure move, it's about $2,000. Price action broken out of this falling wedge pattern. Looks like it's staying on top of it, so this breakout is still good. And the daily 21 SMA, which is the blue line, currently at about 1850, which could be coming down slowly, and that is currently the immediate resistance right now. Daily 50 SMA currently about slightly under 1900, the gray line here. That'd be the next level of resistance I'm looking at if the price action gets over the daily 21. But it follows Bitcoin very closely, so that's why I'm still paying attention to Bitcoin first. XRP here, price action is basically at the daily 50 SMA. It has broken out of a falling wedge pattern, still above it, so this breakout is still valid. If the price action does make a lower low here at about, well, if I'm not sure, like, if it does make a lower low here, I think we're gonna have to rechart this pattern. I don't think I'm not sure what it would be like at this time because I just don't really I don't see another emerging pattern from this at this moment. But if it does make a lower low here, and it looks like if it will break back, I mean it can't really break back into this pattern because that's basically the apex of, it's already past the apex of this falling wedge pattern. I might have to make a rechart into a bigger falling wedge pattern. That's a possibility. So yeah, if the price action breaks out and it looks like it's breaking back into the pattern, or it forms something else, then we do have to rechart the market here. That's just how it is. I mean, fake outs could happen. The market could change. So it's very essential to keep recharting what I'm seeing here on the charts here. But currently, price action is on the daily 50 SMA. If some recharting might need to happen if it does not stay on top of it. If it does stay on top of it, the daily 21 SMA is currently at about 66 cents, the blue line here. Measure move out of this breakout, if it's still in play, then it would be about 89 cents. That's the measure move. It's an estimate. It could take a while to get there. It might not even get there. Or it could go past it. The market's uncertain. So I'm going to be keeping an eye out on this. If you guys found some value out of this, give it a like, give it a subscribe, and I'm going to wrap it up for today. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the day.